take you on a tour today of this beautiful Azimut 78 Fly. We're currently in Albany, Bahamas, which by itself is beautiful, and we're on a absolutely pristine version of this Azimut 78, which works perfectly with Synergy, both elevating the yachts feel and the environment here in Albany. Let's take a tour. Let's do a full exterior. We'll move to the Flybridge, and then we'll move interior and show you the highlights of this boat. So first, coming through the cockpit, you'll notice not only how large it is, but also how seamless it integrates with the experience of the sea, and as well the large aft dining cockpit table, which seats 6 people comfortably with these 2 seats that stow away in the trunk. There's an additional 3rd seat that can be used on the Flybridge or down in this cockpit area as well, stowed in that trunk area. That space, the owner down in that trunk spent quite a bit of effort designing some custom storage to take a number of containers and utilize that space efficiently. And he did some other nice adds to the boat after the boat was delivered, which this boat has a very high standard of options that we selected in design process with the original owner. So moving down to the swim platform, this boat does have a power swim, so that frees up engine room space and leaves out the tender for quick access. Currently there's a Williams that is not included with the boat. The owner anticipates taking this Williams to his next boat, but you can see how a 395 Williams fits very comfortably on the boat. This space is that trunk area, which has tons of storage, and then there is power ran for a backlit name if you choose to add that. What I'm standing on right now is the second access area to the engine room. So this whole stair system flips up, accessing, full height walk-in, or then you have a quick access in the cockpit with a hatch that lifts to access that engine room space as well. Notable in the cockpit here is the bar area. So there is, of course, a sink, prep station, both a ice maker and large refrigerator. The entire exterior solid surfaces here were upgraded to a synthetic. This is quite a bit more expensive than the Italian marble, but it's non-porous, much more durable to the elements, wine, whatever you might spill, and it is in a Corian surround, so it points very well. Also optioned on this boat was the rear privacy / sunshade, which on a sunny day where the sun is to the stern, that comes in nice, or if you're sterned into a dock to create that privacy for dining or hanging out on the aft cockpit of this boat. There's also a notable shower, hot cold water shower for rinsing off when you exit the water, coming up the starboard side. And then there's line winches on both sides with pedal controls down at the floor. This boat was optioned with the Max, the Platinum package for the audio and video system, as well as electronics. We'll note some of those when we get inside, but you do see some of the audio, which they did an excellent job with hiding the speakers themselves as opposed to just a surface mount speaker system. There's hidden subwoofers, there's audio in the bow, there's sub and audio, of course, on the Flybridge, and then controls as well. So there is a control for exterior here in the cockpit. Let's move up towards that bow, and I'll highlight a few of the notable features. So very, very large walkways. You have both port and starboard access with a Marquip ladder that's included. Notable on this boat, so moving from everything basically above where I'm standing is full carbon fiber, including the Flybridge deck, as well as the swim platform transom trunk area, all carbon fiber. And when we get topside, you'll note how large the volume is of that Flybridge due to that. The only reason that Azimut does full carbon fiber is for the space that you get on the top of the boat without raising your center of gravity, making the boat rock. This is one of the more stable Flybridges I've ever been on. So let's keep moving. You'll notice there's only 2 very small steps to the bow. And in this bow area, you get the best of both worlds with a very large sunbathing area on the bow, and then a full conversation cockpit where you can comfortably fit 10 or so adults. There is a nice flip up area for a wine bottle and cup holders, or this table flips away for easier access around the bow. Again, this table is very heavy, full Corian with the insert synthetic. All the exterior was upgraded on this boat to this light white gray beta-line material, which is a very durable kind of woven vinyl. So it gives all the properties of a traditional vinyl with moisture, salt, and stain resistance, but gives a much more plush look, and as importantly, gives a much more plush feel, especially when you're in a bathing suit or shorts, often sitting on the exterior vinyls, you're sticking, you feel sweaty, where this breathes really well and makes it more enjoyable for longer periods of time. Moving up to the bow, of course, you have all of your windlass controls. The boat is optioned with platinum navigation and electronics package with a chain counter that's built into the screens and controls through those screens. Of course, you have the access, deck access to the storage for the chain compartment, and a ton of storage. This whole piece here flips up for currently is storing all of the exterior covers and all of the blinds for exterior windshield and helm area. And then under this seat is also a massive storage, which currently has the carbon fiber poles for the bow sunshade, which I don't believe has ever been used. So there's 4 large carbon fiber poles and a full Mediterranean sunshade that goes in the bow here. So moving up to the Flybridge, you'll note how large these stairs are. It's very comfortable for people with low mobility or even dogs to access this Flybridge. Great handholds and a closing hatch that's an option for this boat. Notable here too is the Cockpit docking station. This boat has just over 300 hours on the Volvo IPS 1350s, which are an upgrade from factory. And the owner is very meticulous. He has an engineering background, so he knows how to maintain the boats. Often he'll call us to get a replacement part and send exactly what the model is and install those things on the fly himself. And you can see that when you start going through mechanical spaces. He's done an excellent job on maintaining all of the systems on the boat, and everything shows extremely well. On the fly, you'll notice how massive this aft fly is. This boat was optioned with the 2 opposing seats with the cocktail tables, again in the synthetics. Of course, full teak on the Flybridge as well as the rest of the boat, as you saw. There was added an optional power sunshade here. That sunshade has a wind sensor in it, so if it gets too windy, it'll auto retract and prevent damage to the sunshade. There's 2 beautiful bar stools accenting the bar. Massive storage in this cabinet behind, storage on the aft side of this bar, a nice electric grill, as well, of course, as a sink, and ample refrigeration, and again, additional ice maker and more storage. This boat does have the optional Flybridge TV, which this TV not only raises and lowers, of course, but it actuates out towards the starboard seating on this Flybridge, which, while here, again, the pure volume of seating and space that you have is kind of remarkable for a 78-foot boat. You have a massive table, comfortably seat 4-6 people here, and then you have the seats that stow away in that garage to fit an additional 3 seats. So you can end up fitting 9, 11, 12 people, depending on size and age, all at one alfresco dining area. Notable on this is that it's a full glass roof with a power sunroof here. Full sun lounging area, which functions very well, especially owner and or owner wife. The ability to hang out here laying while underway. You're protected from the wind dam, making it a super comfortable area with still air, even when you're cruising at 30 knots or close to 30 knots. and a fully equipped helm. So this is redundant except for missing a screen to what you see on the lower station. So you have all of your video controls, your throttles, joystick of course, and then controls of all of your main systems and duplicated through the screens, and a full stereo control up here as well. Notable, there is storage underneath the helm area forward. There's storage under that full wraparound seating. You'll hear me talk about storage a lot in this boat, and that's just because there is an insane amount of storage, again, for a 78-foot boat. Let's move down, move interior. We'll go through the salon, the galley, crew, and then finish up in the cabin areas. Moving interior, this boat really stands out with the finishes. This boat was designed by Aquila Silvanier, and you can really see the symmetry and the mixes of rich woods with light woods and soft white finishes throughout the boat. I do love the headliner that is not vinyl. There's no seams through this whole headliner, and there's a lot of very unique pieces that accent the boat, and the more time you spend on here, you start to see some of those and really appreciate them. Things like the curved wood into the to the tabletop that flows into this whole accent piece over the dinette. This boat is in the lounge version. They have an optional full formal dinette here, which for this environment in the Bahamas, entertaining friends and family, this is often the more appealing version. There's a number of accent lights like the backlit lighting here, which are small things, but when you're actually owning the boat and staying on board, those small things make a massive difference. Like last night, it was dark and I was just doing a few things on the boat, and the ability to not only turn these on, but also dim them down to the right level and just put accent lights on the floor and up top really makes the environment feel or match the energy that you want at that time. Again, this boat has a ridiculous amount of storage. So every single one of these seats flips up and there's storage underneath. They are hinged. So you've got a nice access, simple access to access whatever storage you have under there. And again, accents for key catch or decorative accents with these floating shelves that do have a backlight underneath. There is a power TV that raises out from behind the shelf. The owner did add Starlink system to the boat after delivery as well. So there's full Wi-Fi connectivity through the boat, and then there's extenders to get through that carbon fiber, which can be a challenge as Wi-Fi doesn't travel through carbon. Again, storage under these seats. There's notable little accents for these spotlights on a separate switch. This table does leaf out and it is on a slide, so you can adjust it in for dinette, and it is on power, so you can put it up to a normal dinette height or lower it down to cocktail height. Designated storage here, Azimut glasses, wine glasses and champagne flutes down below. Little accents like this gold satin lacquered piece cut out of the tabletop, where often those little finishes go unnoticed, and without having them you'd never notice that they weren't there. Same with the wall here, the bulkhead separating the galley and helm area from the salon. It's actually slightly curved and has these nice accents over the light wood. There is a pocket door that separates this salon from the galley, so if you are running a crew or have a chef on board while entertaining, you can create some privacy here to the salon. There's also a helm door that powers open so that captain slash crew and or chef can access out to the flybridge, out to whatever areas to serve or entertain without interfering with the guests on board. Azimut did a wonderful job here. You have a nice little breakfast nook or a area to have guest or captain or owner next to the captain, depending on how you decide to run the boat in this area. And that is on a slide, so you can move it to whatever area best fits the need. And then again, the max package for the electronics here. So there is a variable bow thruster, of course all of your throttles, controls, ignitions, triple screens which you can control and monitor things like levels, all of your numerous lights, your searchlight, your chain counters in there with your depth obviously, and then the chain that's extended. You can monitor your AC power, start and stop generators from here, DC power monitors, and then all of your bilges, all controlled through the system, as well as full zone air conditioning. You can control every AC unit through the boat through the screens, which we'll get down to a little further, but the owner added after a Garmin screen down in the master for the same reason, to be able to control those systems. And really a massive galley for a 78-foot boat. Again, you've got a full stand-up refrigerator and freezer with ice, a 4-burner induction Miele cooktop, which is part of the advanced package that we option all of our America's boats with, upgrading all of the range and microwave oven to Miele. And of course a 2-basin sink. You have a full dishwasher, Miele dishwasher, optional wine fridge here, and this is a clever accent to the boat. So when needed, you have extra prep space for owner or captain. And then back behind the helm is your switching panel. And underneath is a quick release to access a AC filter. All of the filters are really accessible on the boat. There's not one that's buried away. It's just either popping off an access panel or even just an opening drawer like behind the Salon sofa there. Then massive space, over 2 feet depth here, currently used as a liquor cabinet. And then all of the dishware, again, a nice little touch with Azimut on the bottom. So you have serving platters, plates, espresso cups, coffee mugs, and bowls, all neatly stowed away. And then we'll move down to the crew area, but it's worth pointing out that this crew is atypical in the sense that it's on the main level access as opposed to an exterior or a transom access, which is more typical. That really allows the ability to use that for a guest sleeper or children or grandchildren, which is one of the reasons that this owner purchased this model. They actually bought a brand new version of this. We gave it to them down here. They used it in the Bahamas, fell in love, and ended up buying this boat exactly a year later. So they have 2 of the identical boats. And when they were shopping for that second vessel, they weren't even exploring alternative options because they'd just gone through that process and basically taken everything off the list except for this 78. So that's kind of a power statement after an owner owns a boat for a year. He's a hands-on owner that knows the guts of the boats, the ins and the outs, and how everything works. And then after owning one for a year, decided to buy a second identical boat to use down in the Bahamas. So let's move down to the crew area. Notable here, you have the washer and full-size dryer. Now, notable in the crew area here is that it's not finished as elevated as the rest of the cabins, but it is finished extremely well, especially for a crew area. So normally, even on 80, 90, 100-foot boats, you're not seeing the finishes that you see in this crew area. There is nice hanging lockers for all 3 possible crew. Again, often used for guests or for grandchildren. I've had owners that will even bring a captain along, then set them up in a hotel when they need the full ability to sleep all 11 people on board. But you will see there's over 6-foot bed in the hallway here, and then there's 2 over 6-foot bunk beds. And part of that Max Platinum AV package is that each zone has its entertainment. Along with the entertainment, You have AC controls for each area, so you have the ability to control this hallway and this berth area, and then separately in the cabin itself, there's an additional air conditioning unit to be able to control that at its own temperature. And tons of storage under berths, little cabinets outside of just the hanging lockers and drawer storage underneath. There's storage all throughout here. And really, for a crew of this size, there's a massive head. So there's a head with a full separate stand-up shower. You've got, you know, close to 7 feet of head clearance, and again, really well appointed storage all throughout the boat and all throughout the head, and even custom carpet selected for this area. And though, let's move up. We'll go into the master and into the 3 guest cabins and finish there. Moving downstairs, you'll see some of those small appointments that make a big difference. Things like the curved access to your handrails makes it something that is attractive, which is normally, again, overlooked. It's much more difficult to make this piece as opposed to just joining a 90, but it not only is safer and more comfortable for bumping into, but it's beautiful. Same with the window access here. So again, instead of just using fiberglass down, they inserted this window, which it makes this stairwell much more inviting. There is, of course, backlit stairs or underside stair lighting, as well as overhead lighting throughout this hallway. And you'll notice all of the leather wrapped hand grabs with the brass accents. And then there's a massive storage that goes quite a ways back in here. It's roughly 3 feet in height, a couple feet deep, and maybe 3 feet wide here. And it even has a little light. So that's a mechanical space for accessing electrical circuits, but also is a nice storage area. And moving here into the master, it of course is a full beam master like you'd expect on a 78, but what you don't expect is the volume of storage and again the appointments for this size boat. Things like the accent headboard and the way that they sculpted the material in with the woods and then the backlighting, again adjustable for light depending on what environment or what mood you want. There's a nice custom lamp. So any of these lamps that you see through Azimut are custom only for Azimut. They're not bought out of a catalog. Those are designed by the designer and then of course installed on the boat. There's drawer storage. This boat does have the blackout light option, so you can lower just the blackout and then also your curtains, again depending on what you want. But you have both. What I neglected to say in the Salon is that all of the Salon curtains are power as well, remote controlled power. And then you have an absolutely massive walk-in closet with full hanging bars, starboard to port, hanging bar forward aft, tons of drawer storage, tons of accent area for putting, you know, knickknacks, wife's purse or hats or whatever else you may. And under this bed, this entire bed lifts up, so the whole bed will hinge and there's a massive volume of access there, but there's also drawers on either side for quick access and additional hanging locker or storage area here, as well as in the desk / makeup station. You have storage, you have the opening porthole, and this is where the owner opted for a Volvo Garmin screen to maintain or monitor and or control all the systems throughout the boat. You have a backlit mirror. And then again, I know I keep using the word massive, but truly for a 78-foot boat, this master head is massive. You have nice access for porthole, so you can get natural air, natural light, or if you need the double mirror vanity, you have that. There's huge storage on both top and bottom here. And just tons of space to move about, so even when there's 2 people getting ready in here, you don't feel confined. And a really well appointed master shower. So this has to be approaching 4 or 5 feet in width. Again, 6.5+ feet You have the option of the wand or the rain shower. You have that same synthetic material poured backsplash with the teak inlays and the teak floor. And moving down the hall, you're gonna move all the way forward to the VIP and then the two guest staterooms, third and fourth room. And a lot of little finishes to note, again, like stainless, or not stainless, like brass kick plates underneath the stairs, stainless kick plates between accessing from the hallway into the cabins, and really very large cabins for, again, a 78-foot boat. Just like the rest of the boat, you see sculpted pieces. There's brass inlay in the fabric on that side with wood on this side, and again, matching beautiful headboards with accent pieces. Really extremely well designed. What I didn't note in the master was that large mirror at the foot of the bed is all the massive TV. So same here, the TV's hidden. You have a sound bar, but it's hidden and backlit, so when it turns on, it shines right through that two-way mirror. And then ensuite head, all of the cabins have ensuite heads, with the fourth stateroom having a shared head for the day head. And again, massive shower, teak floor, teak backsplash, and then a very large vanity with the same window system for accessing the porthole and allowing natural light into this area. Again, there's a massive storage drawer right under the sink and two additional storage compartments underneath that drawer. So, and then the third stateroom is optioned as a twin bedroom. Again, you'll see the accents of the headrest, the back behind the headrest, accents of fabric just like the rest. And we'll move into that shared head. Again, this is a very large space, very comfortable, especially when you anticipate on this style boat staying for days or a week on end. You can comfortably do that. Again, storage under the beds, storage under the sink, storage down below, and a massive shower with a huge natural light. So instead of just a porthole, you have large full windows that access for all the cabins, all the heads. So moving in the VIP, again, just the design cues with this dark stain finish wood, high gloss, and then the brass inserts for this large hanging locker. And again, just simple but elegant finishes like the brass, same wall coverings that follow through, this offset little decorative nook, as well as, again, the mirrored TV, full queen size plus bed with a beautiful wraparound headrest. Both sides open here for storage. There's large storage here, full hanging locker, and again, storage under the bed with drawer access. There's also drawers on either side of the bed itself. Under the nightstands, nightstands are sculpted right in, again, following the curve, which I can't point out enough how much effort all these curves are to build. You know, it's much more difficult than 90s, and it takes a lot more creativity to maximize use of space in things like storage, which obviously doesn't lack here. Again, a absolutely massive head for the VIP here. Follows suit with the mirror that slides away. There's two very large drawers underneath for storage, and then a large sink basin. The shower, again, has the rain shower, has the wand, over 6 foot clearance, tons of space, and really gives you the ability to stay for an extended period of time on this boat between the amenities, the finishes, and as importantly, the storage. Thank you for touring this beautiful boat with me. If you reach out direct, I can supply you all of the original options and the added options from the owner. There's dozens and dozens of factory options here. So reach out direct. Again, I'm Brett Moomey with SkipperBud's and Marine Max Yacht Sales.